Hi guys. Oh my goodness. This video is gonna be a lot. I have recorded some bits and pieces of information that I'm gonna splice in between this video, but I just wanted to come on here and kind of give some context as to what's been going on the past week or so. I did record some footage of myself going to my post-op appointment, which was on August 13th, as I'm sure you guys know. I mentioned it in my other videos. Okay, I am on my way out the door to go to my post-op appointment, and I've been having a lot of nausea and indigestion. I don't know if that's like a common post-surgery thing for me to have, but it makes it kind of hard to, I still feel sick even after I eat a smaller meal like breakfast or lunch or something. I usually don't feel better until I eat a larger meal like dinner, which is making it really hard to want to eat and also stick to my diet, because it seems like foods, heavier foods like bread, pasta, things like that kind of neutralize that. But I've still been having almost a heartburn feeling and a lot of nausea. So I'm gonna address that today when I go to my appointment and just see if that's a normal thing for me to be having after surgery. My wound looks okay. It looks like it's healing up nicely. The other ones are becoming uncovered now from the glue, and they all look like they have pretty much sealed. That one on my side is the only one that is open still. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going. I'm gonna stop and get breakfast, and hopefully we'll be able to obtain a good parking spot in the day surgery area, and we'll see how my appointment goes. Okay, I am stopped for breakfast, and I did get a sandwich because I figured that the bread might help a little bit with the nausea. I've had kind of a lot of nausea while I was driving here. I think it might just be because I haven't eaten this morning. I didn't want the caffeine or the acidity of the coffee to make it worse. So I got coffee, just my usual order, and I got a sandwich. So it's only 7:30. My appointment isn't until 8:30, and I'm only about 15 minutes away from the hospital. So I think maybe what I'm gonna do is eat really fast and then go ahead and head over to the parking garage and see if I can get a spot, and then arrive about 15 minutes early to my appointment so I can fill out the paperwork, and hopefully it'll be a relaxed, non-stressful, non-rushing experience for the first time in my entire life. Okay, I am back from my appointment. I have my pathology report, and as expected, I had chronic inflammation in my gallbladder and gallstones, and hopefully now in the next couple of weeks I will be back to normal, baseline at least. They said to address the nausea by eating a little bit more small frequent meals throughout the morning, which I think I'm gonna try to do. Maybe eat some toast or something a little bit more bland, and just try to kind of balance that out. They said to continue the lifting restrictions, which I expected, so I still can't lift Laura, but other than that, he said after the next couple of weeks just to kind of listen to your body, so if it hurts, don't do it. So other than that, I don't have any future appointments for this specific surgery. Everything looked good. My incisions looked good. Pathology was to be expected, and I'm going to try to adjust my diet to kind of deal with some of the nausea and indigestion that I've been having. And then he said in the next couple of weeks, he said up to 8 weeks it can take for your body to adjust, and the bile duct kind of substitutes for a gallbladder, so the opening will kind of get wider and it will store some bile, so that when you eat fattier foods you can kind of have a little bit of a reserve there, and then your body will kind of adjust to that and get used to it, and hopefully by the 8-week or so mark post-op I will be back to normal, and I won't have to be dealing with any of the nausea or any other side effects that I've been dealing with right now. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to not having the nausea and not having to worry about the incisions and everything else. So I'm only about, I think, almost 3 weeks post-op now. So I still have about 5 weeks to go to kind of let my body adjust. Yeah. Hopefully that will be going smoothly and quickly, and I will see you guys in the next one. But the 12th and 13th, I was having some nausea and it was getting to the point where it was kind of getting hard to eat, and it was lasting all day long up until maybe like I would eat dinner and then it would kind of go away and then it would come back in the morning. As you can see, when I went to my appointment, I did mention it to my surgeon and the nurses there, and we kind of figured that it might be maybe like a dietary thing. I was dieting to the point where I wanted to lose more weight, and so I was eating less calories through the day, and especially less so in the morning and mid-afternoon. And so we kind of worked out a plan to maybe put more calories towards breakfast and lunch, and then kind of spread the calories out and eat like smaller meals more frequently throughout the day. And we thought maybe that would fix the nausea that I was having. And so that's what I did. I went home and I implemented that diet plan. But then unfortunately on the 14th, I had what I would classify as another attack. Like it felt like I had a gallbladder attack just without my gallbladder. And so I took some medicine and passed out for a couple hours, and it did resolve on its own. The weenies just got here. The weenies have been with my parents as well as Alora for the past 3 or 4 days. But after that, I had a good day on Friday, the 15th. I didn't have really any pain or nausea or anything like that. It seemed like it had resolved, so I was happy with that. But then Saturday, I had another attack, and it lasted from Saturday at midnight until like 26 hours later. And so I went to the ER at the hospital where I had the surgery done, and they could not find anything wrong with me. It was currently 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just got discharged from UT because I'm still having abdominal pain even after my surgery. And it turns out that it might not have even been my gallbladder that was causing all these issues. So now I have to set up an appointment with a GI doctor on Monday. And I have to have a follow-up appointment with my general surgeon team, and I might have to be scoped, like put under, and they have to look at my intestines with a scope. So, yeah. The general surgeon that talked to me today said that it could be like a colon or an upper GI issue. So, but she said the gallbladder needed to come out anyway because it did have stones. But yeah, now I'm just leaving with a massive headache from the oxy I took earlier, and I couldn't take any of the pills they gave me because I was so like nauseous and just out of it and overstimulated. And I've been here for like 8 hours, and now I'm ready to go home. And Alora's at my parents' house during the night the first time. So they did blood work, they did a CT with contrast. They kept me for about 8 hours, and they could not figure out what was wrong with me. And so they kind of just attributed it to maybe my body just readjusting to not having a gallbladder, and you know, maybe it would get better with time, which was really frustrating for me because I knew that I was having pain that wasn't resolving with pain medication and nausea that was really debilitating to me. And it was really making it hard for me to do normal things, day-to-day things, live my life. And I knew that it definitely felt abnormal for me to be feeling this way, and it definitely felt like my body wasn't reflecting how badly I was feeling in the test and the blood work. So it was really frustrating. So I went home still not feeling very good. And then the following night on Sunday, I had another attack, but this is by far the worst attack I've ever had in my life. I hadn't had much to eat because the nausea and the food aversions had made it pretty much impossible for me to eat anything or even like think about wanting any food. So I'd had an apple, a couple bites of fruit, and 2 bites of mac and cheese the entire day. So at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I was like, okay, I need to snack on something. I need to eat something of value. So I grabbed a box of crackers out of the cabinet thinking maybe this will like, you know, kickstart my appetite and maybe I'll want something a little bit better. So I took 1 cracker out of the box, 1 singular Teddy Graham, and a sip of ginger ale because I was nauseous, and it lit me up. It was as if my stomach, my chest, and my esophagus were burning a hole out of my body. It was like some of the worst pain I've ever experienced, and I birthed an almost 9-pound baby. During that attack, I vomited twice, and I wanted to call an ambulance because of how bad the pain was. Elijah took me to the hospital, and my parents came and sat with Alora while she was sleeping because it was midnight. So we went to a different ER because that one was actually closer than the one where I had my surgery done. I went and they were like, okay, well, if the tests continue to show nothing, we're not really sure what else we can do for you. Like, what would you like us to do for you? And I said, it's just really concerning to me that I can't eat or drink. Like, I can't hold anything down. Everything that I try to eat comes right back up in a fiery burst of flames. Like, I cannot tolerate any food or drink, water, nothing. So they said that it was very concerning to them as well. And so they did another CT with contrast, and then they also did ultrasound on my bile duct, and they did more blood work. And the doctor there was very nice and very accommodating and asking me like what I thought would be best and what I wanted to happen for me, for my care. And it was almost as if as soon as he saw the blood work come in, he flew into my room and he said, I think you have a stone trapped in your biliary duct, in your bile duct. And I was like, oh, really? And he said, yes, your blood work has gone completely out of sorts in the 24 hours since you had your last draw. And we can see in the CT that there is a little blip where your bile duct is. And we can also see that your bile duct is dilated on the ultrasound. And so finally, now that my blood work and my tests were kind of reflecting how I was feeling, I felt a lot better about that. And because I had my surgery done at UT, they would not touch me at the hospital that I went to because they're not partnered hospitals or affiliated at all. So they did a medical transport for me from the place that I was up to UT.
So they think that I actually do have a stone lodged in my biliary tract because now my blood work is all over the place. And I have like a high white blood cell count, high bilirubin. They said I looked really pale. I had like some of the worst pain I've ever had. Like all I had to eat was 1 tennigram and a sip of ginger ale for the first time since like 4 o'clock. I ate it at like 9 or 10. And I had an attack and it was horrific. Like I wanted to call an ambulance, but Elijah was like, well, just wait for your mom to get here. She's like 5 minutes away and she can stay with Alora because she's asleep, obviously. And so I threw up twice and that helped me a little bit, just like to get by long enough to come over here. And so I got to the ER at like midnight and they've done another CAT scan and an ultrasound and blood work twice. And they're giving me antibiotics and fluids and stuff because I can't eat or drink anything. I haven't been able to keep anything down, not a single thing. Maybe 2 sips of water so far. But I'm glad that my blood work is finally reflecting how I feel because this was really frustrating to go like back and forth to different ERs and like not have an answer.
And I was there for 3 or 4 days.
So basically I have a gallstone trapped in my biliary duct, like my common bile duct. And so that's what's causing all the problems. So I have to have another procedure and I'm gonna be here until like Wednesday probably. So it didn't show up on my blood work until I came in at like midnight last night. So when I came in on Saturday, they were like, we can't find anything wrong with you. And I was like, I definitely think something's wrong with me. So then I keep having more and more and more attacks and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely what it is. Basically, they just have to do an MRI to figure out if there really is a stone in there, where it is, look at some other stuff there. The general surgeon, GI doctor just came in and went over the risks of the procedure and stuff. And he said, in addition to the MRI, I'd have to have like an ECP, I think is what it's called, where they take a scope and basically look in the bile duct, like go down the throat under general anesthesia, look in the bile duct and see if there are stones, and if there are, they can kind of grab them with a catheter and if not, maybe there might be some leakage at the surgical site that they can clamp off. And then if that is the case, I have to go back in and have the clamp removed after like 2 weeks. So they're just trying to figure out exactly what it is, because I've been having like more bouts of pain every so often that I've been in here. It almost feels like if it's a stone, it feels like it's kind of moving out throughout my bile duct and causing more pain. So it's kind of scary. I really don't want to have all these procedures done, but like, I don't know what else to do because I can't go home. Obviously, I can't keep any food down, so they're gonna keep me until Wednesday at least. It's been a rough 72 hours. Everything has kind of fallen by the wayside, so work, literally everything. So I do have videos scheduled, and I have one that I just finished that's in Legal Park that I was going to schedule on Wednesday. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Maybe if Elijah can go home without me and take care of Alora and do that, then maybe. But my parents are currently watching her, and I think my brother has my dogs. So I wasn't expecting to be in here this long, and I wasn't expecting to get worse instead of better after my gallbladder surgery, but here we are. I'm just glad that now my blood work and my scans are finally reflecting how bad I feel, because it's been really frustrating bouncing back and forth from ER to ER and them telling me like, oh, we don't really see any reason for your pain, when the pain has been quite debilitating. So yeah, my bilirubin and liver enzyme levels are kind of out of whack, and it's definitely indicating some dilation in my bile duct. It's definitely indicating that there might be a stone left behind. So I'm hoping that they can get this resolved quickly. I'm still waiting on the MRI that they ordered at like 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 4:42. Hopefully they'll bring me in for the MRI soon, and then maybe I can have some clear liquids to eat or drink. Elijah just got food and he's gonna eat in front of me. Good morning, guys. It is, what is today? I think Tuesday morning. It is a little bit past 8, I believe. And they just came in and talked to me and said that they are going to schedule a procedure for noon today to go in with a scope down my throat and kind of use an ultrasound to make sure that there is in fact a stone in my common bile duct. They think they can see it on MRI, but it's kind of hard to distinguish exactly like what it is. So one of them said maybe stone or like possibly like a sludge or something, but they are pretty confident, like 99%, that it's a stone that got caught there. So they're gonna take me at 11:15 and then do the procedure at noon, and then they're gonna monitor me, I think, for another day, blood work and see how I eat and things like that. So I'm really excited to have it done because I feel like garbage and I just want to be able to eat and shower and go back to normal. I'm hooked up to this IV pole still, getting some fluids, even though I'm still extremely dehydrated. I think this is day 4 of no food at all or drink, basically. So yeah, I don't feel great. I do have a really nice view of Knoxville though, and I didn't really get to appreciate it yesterday because I slept most of the day. But yeah, it's a nice view. I'm just waiting on Elijah to come back up with breakfast for himself. Obviously, I'm still no food or drink. I'm gonna brush my teeth, and I really wish I could shower, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit that in. And then they're gonna try to get some blood work, but I'm an extremely hard stick, so they stuck me twice in this arm, couldn't get it. So I think they're gonna have to use ultrasound again to draw some blood, and then they'll bring me in hopefully for the procedure at 11:15. So hoping that I feel a little bit better after that. Okay, ignore the hair. I haven't showered since yesterday, but I think I'm going to get discharged this afternoon after we eat lunch and make sure that it doesn't bother me. Breakfast didn't bother me. I've been sipping on a little bit of decaf coffee and it's not really been bothering me. I do have a little bit of post-operative pain and soreness, but I don't think that's related to what I'm eating. So I think everything's looking good. My blood work has looked good this morning. They said everything is back down to normal levels. Elijah is picking me up some lunch right now, and then we're going to eat,
and then I think they're gonna come in and take my IV out and hopefully work on getting me discharged, and I'll be able to go home, hopefully. But I'm feeling a lot better. I just have some post-operative pain, like I said, and my throat is scratchy from the breathing tube and the scope and everything that they had to use to like go down into my bile duct to remove the stone. So aside from that, everything is great. It's kind of like I woke up a totally different person because I was able to like drink water and eat Jell-O and popsicles, and then I woke up this morning and I had breakfast and it's not really bothered me. So I am kind of sticking to the lower fat end of things still, but I'm hopeful that now that the stone is removed, I should be able to just get back to normal eating. Hopefully by the end of the 8-week period, I should be back totally to normal. So I will keep you guys updated on that. But as of right now, I'm just really excited to go home because I've been here since, I think I've been here since the 17th or the 18th, and it's the 20th now. So, and I've been in and out of the ERs pretty much every day since a couple days after my appointment. So yeah, I'm ready to be home and back to normal and not have to worry about any of this stuff anymore. So I'm hoping that this is the solution. So I don't think I have to see a GI doctor after this. I think I'm just cleared. So yeah, hoping that everything's gonna be better from this point on. And I had a procedure done, basically an endoscopy, where they stick a tube down your throat and a camera, and they stick some wires and things down, and they go down through your stomach and then over into your bile duct, and they make an incision, and they pulled out a 6mm stone from my bile duct and some sludge is what they called it. I guess where it was backing up all of that bile and not letting it enter my stomach or my intestines at all, which was causing all of the pain. I just got released from the hospital today. I just took a shower for the first time in my own bathroom in about 3 or 4 days. And Laura's home now and the dogs are home, and I feel a whole lot better. I feel like a new person. It's funny because when they asked me at my appointment on the 13th, they said, oh, you had your gallbladder out and it's been 3 weeks, like, do you feel like a new person? And I was like, not really. I know, like, I should, but the nausea and the pain is just, it makes me feel like something is still wrong with me, and I don't want to like wait in this limbo of, am I going to feel better in the next 8 weeks or 5 weeks, or am I going to get worse? And I know I'm not supposed to get worse after surgery. I'm supposed to get better. It was very validating for me going into that hospital and having the test finally reflect how awful I felt, and having them like, sorry, having them like truly validate what was going on with me and be like, yes, we know what's wrong with you and we can fix it. Yeah. So I'm very, very glad to hopefully have all of this behind me. My blood work is exactly returning back to normal. Everything looks perfect. And I've been able to eat and walk around without pain and not be nauseous and have food sound good to me again. So yeah, I'm gonna go be with my baby and hopefully get some more work done for you guys. I know some of you guys were commenting about the illegal parks. I did have one illegal park lined up before I went to the hospital. So I will get that out for you guys hopefully soon. I'm sure you can see I'm pretty bruised up from all the IVs and all the sticks. So I'm just gonna enjoy tonight and finally feel better. And I will see you guys soon. Hi guys, I have been home from the hospital for about 4 days now, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm finally going back to normal. I've been able to eat pretty much whatever. Okay, anyway, I've been able to eat pretty much whatever I want without very much difficulty, aside from like maybe a little bit of indigestion. But aside from that, I feel good. I've not had any like pain. I have some post-operative pain, like kind of where my internal stitches are. but that is slowly going away and I don't need medication for that. I was prescribed medication and I haven't taken any of it because I feel like I don't need it. And I generally just feel fine. The longer that I go out from anesthesia, the better I feel, because they did blow my vein while they were giving me anesthesia. And so I had free-flowing anesthesia just like in my body. And then of course, I think they probably had to give me more because they didn't know how much that I got before my vein blew. The last thing I remember is just being put to sleep, and then I woke up in recovery with a new IV and a bunch of pokes. I don't know at what point that it blew, but it did blow while I was under anesthesia. And so my arm was really swollen. It's much better now, but it was really swollen right here. And this is where they poked me. I'm still bruised up, but I'm doing a lot better. That was my new IV site. So I'm doing a lot better, and of course the bruises hurt, but that's pretty much the only thing. And my throat is doing a whole lot better this time around. Now here I am, day 4 from the hospital, I think day 5 post-op, and my throat doesn't really hurt anymore. I do have some like abrasion back there, but it does not hurt. It just causes me to like clear my throat a bit more. But it's not hard for me to eat anymore or anything like that. So I'm feeling good. I just thought I would kind of wrap up this video with like a little couple days out from surgery video, just kind of reassure everyone that I am doing much better. Whenever they asked me if I felt like a new person after my gallbladder was removed, the answer would be no. If they had asked me that now that I had the stone removed, the answer would be 100% yes. I definitely feel like a new person. I feel like I'm finally getting back to normal now that I'm almost like 5 weeks post-op, 4 or 5 weeks post-op. So yeah, that's a relief. I've been able to eat and drink pretty much whatever I want. I have been, you know, reintroducing slowly again, but I think pumpkin spice is back today. And so I really want to go get like a pumpkin spice latte. Although I know that those are made with, the cold brew itself I know is made with vanilla sweet cream. So it has 2% milk and a little bit of heavy cream. And that didn't bother me before. So I think I should be okay with that. But aside from that, I'm really happy to report that I'm doing great. And maybe I'll be posting finally the other clips that I've been recording for the house project. Just to give a little bit of update on that as well. The HOA has finally come back and be like, okay, you have to get this fence put up because your fence that you have is in violation of HOA guidelines and you have this amount of days to fix it. So that happened like right before my surgery. So we have ordered the pieces of the fence and we marked out the stakes and we got the dig permits. So when that comes in the first week of September, we have to put the fence up. And we still never got around to putting the closet in, even though we have the hardware. So things are a little bit busy over here. Now that I'm feeling back to normal, I can watch Alora and take care of myself while Elijah does some of this housework stuff. But there's still a whole bunch of stuff. The AC has been fine, knock on wood. But the breaker for the microwave still keeps flipping if any of the other appliances are on, like the stove. And we are also thinking that his grill is actually the problem and not the outside outlets. So we have to take his grill to get warrantied. We still need to contact the electrical guy. He's also selling his motorcycle. So they're gonna come, somebody's gonna come and buy that hopefully on Monday. So it's chaos over here. 4 days of posting a video a week is coming to an end this week. And I hate to say I'm kind of glad because it's been a lot to keep up with on top of everything that's been happening this summer. So that will decrease my workload a little bit, and then I should be able to get some of this house stuff done and filmed and things like that. It'll be great to have a closet finally, even though we've had the hardware for over a month. So yeah, also my friends, they say they're coming back into town in October and we're gonna do some fun fall festivities. We're really excited for that as well. I just wanted to give a quick little update. You probably will be seeing some house update videos from before I had surgery because I've never got around to editing them. And then also some house updates with the fence and the closet because we're on a timetable for those things. Yeah, so that's what's to expect, I guess, in videos to come. And hopefully I won't have to talk anymore about surgery or hospitals or gallbladder stuff. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.